The Boston Bruins have made a sneaky good signing, which has a very high upside for this season. We're going to be breaking it down, going over the signing of Josh Bloom and how the comments from Cam Neely have specified that this exact thing is what they are looking for. We also have a very interesting update to talk about at the end of this video surrounding a recent sighting of Matt Poitras. Be sure to stick around till the end and let me know what you think about that. But folks, we have a lot to break down here in today's video. Before we do get into it, if you haven't already, be sure to drop a sub here on the channel. It helps out the channel tremendously. I appreciate all your guys' support. We have a lot of stuff coming as well. Very fun stuff when the season does roll around. So you will not want to miss it. And be sure to drop a sub here on the channel. Now, folks, looking at what we've seen over the past couple of weeks from the Bruins, we've been waiting for one move in specific, and I gotta say, this is not the one I expected. However, very intrigued by, and you see this here from the Providence Bruins themselves a couple of days ago, saying that we've signed forward Josh Bloom to a one-year, two-way AHL contract. So, firstly, want to go over what this means. This is not a two-way NHL contract. This is AHL to ECHL. This has, right now at least, no impact on the Bruins contracts themselves, the Boston Bruins that is, but does not mean he would not play a game with this team. But Josh Bloom is one of the most interesting names I've seen in quite some time because of his career path. Very good at the ECHL level, very solid at the AHL level for the most part, and in the OHL, even after missing one season due to the canceled COVID year, he has been a very intriguing player, and we know how much impact a missed season has had on a lot of these young guys, and I think this is in a matter of exactly what happened with Josh Bloom, who, as you see over his past couple of seasons, ECHL been very good. The AHL hasn't had too many games there, but certainly is an intriguing option, and especially knowing and looking at the amount of players that this Boston Bruins team has lost on the younger side, this makes a lot of sense, and I think that's an incredible amount of upside that we're going to touch on here in just a moment. Before we do though, folks, we have a word from the sponsor of this video, Anson Belt and Buckle. Do you know what ruins a great outfit really fast? An old beat-up belt that doesn't fit right. Most guys are still wearing the belts with stretched-out holes that either pinch your waist or snag and just throw off your whole look. That's why I'm excited to have Anson Belt and Buckle as the sponsor of today's video. Instead of holes, Anson uses the micro-adjustable track system with quarter-inch increments so your belt fits perfectly every single time. Once you experience that kind of fit and comfort, trust me, you will never want to wear a regular belt again. I've been wearing mine nonstop, and honestly, it's the best I've ever owned. Once you try it, trust me, you'll never go back to old belts. And if you're wondering why you should trust them, this company that has a proudly family-owned and operated has earned over 40,000 five-star reviews with a lifetime guarantee. They stand behind every product they make, and once you get one, you will see why. Because Anson Belt and Buckle is sponsoring today's video, when you click the link in the description or scan the QR code to build a box set, you will get 2 bonus pieces, a buckle and a strap, completely free. That's 3 buckles and 3 straps, which can be mixed and matched in 9 unique belt combos all in one. It's an exclusive deal you will not get anywhere else, so click the link, build your set, and upgrade your belt game today. And thank you, Anson Belt and Buckle, for sponsoring this video. And one big thing about Josh Bloom, like I said in the earlier part of this video, was his lost season in the OHL. That is crucial experience, especially for someone who keeps getting older as the seasons go by. I mean, just everybody does. That's an interesting way of putting that. But you see this here from Rodney Knuppel. The Boston Sabres, the Buffalo Sabres selected Bloom with the 95 overall pick in the 3rd round of the 2021 draft. Buffalo made the selection after Bloom lost an entire season of development when the OHL canceled its 2021 season because of the pandemic. And this is, like I said, a huge loss. And given the path that he took, still making it to professional hockey, that's where things can take a serious jump over this season. Because keep in mind, he is still only 23 years old. Losing a full year of OHL hockey does not help anybody's development. I don't care who you are. And after the past couple of seasons, playing very few AHL games, but having a lot of success in the ECHL, there's going to be a lot of upside for this Bruins team, at least over the next couple of seasons, to increase their prospect list. Because although, 23 still classifies as a prospect, still on the older side of that list, there's been a lot of players who have really, kind of taken a big hit for this Bruins prospect list. I mean, Fabian Lysell, Georgi Merkelov, Oscar Yelvik, even Matej Blumel. 4 of those guys who were among the list or at the, near the top of the prospect list for the Boston Bruins. Things are at a, an interesting point to consider where things go from here, because we saw Cam Neely speak about this team trying to have a lot more of the younger players make their way to the NHL. They should feel like they have a golden opportunity here, and a lot of them do. I feel like this comes from as well from, Josh Bloom, someone who, like I said, with that year of development missed, is still developing at 23 years old, and going from, the AHL to the ECHL, being the captain with the Saginaw Spirit. He has a lot of things that can be brought to the table for the Providence Bruins, and I think one big thing that not a lot of people are considering is when we take a look at some of the names down in the AHL level, a lot of these guys are going to be, touted as NHL players eventually in their career, and, Matt Poitras still being around, Ivan, Riley Duran, Dan Mellis, Lucas Reichel. These guys are currently at the AHL level according to Puckpedia, and of course we don't know what the lineup is going to look like on opening night. But these are all names who have had either some NHL experience, will have some NHL experience, and if you throw in Josh Bloom with a mix of, let's just, kind of go out and say Lucas Reichel, Dan Mellis, and Josh Bloom on a line, and you see some success there, that is certainly going to be a positive direction for this Bruins team on their younger side of things, but also for the future of Josh Bloom himself. So, folks, let me know what you think about this signing in specific, because although it's not a Boston Bruins impact right away, it certainly has a big chance to be, because, I mean, at the end of the day, he is due. You saw and you see what he's been able to do over his career, and that has no signs of slowing down. If anything, it's only heating up. So I'm excited to see what he can do with the Providence Bruins. It's nice to get some younger players back in here after the loss of, some pretty highly touted players that just didn't work out in the organization for whatever reason it may be, whether it is actually, the development, their play style, whatever it is. But we do have another very interesting thing with one player I just spoke about. And recently, this is a big one. Matt Poitras has been seen back in Boston working out. Doesn't necessarily mean an extension is imminent, but it's a very good sign. You see this here from Steve Conroy, and that's one thing to keep an eye on, because once again, there's been lots of conversation surrounding Matt Poitras, whether he will be traded, whether they're going to extend him, what the plan is. Nobody really seems to know at this point, and I really don't even know if Matt Poitras knows himself, but being back in Boston is at least a positive sign and something that heads in the right direction. And if you want to stay up to date with whatever goes on with this Bruins team, whether it is Matt Poitras, whether it is more signings, a trade this season, we're going to have it all right here on the channel. But folks, that is all I have here in this one. If you did enjoy, give it a like, hit the sub button as well. I'm signing out though. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.